Speaker, members, it's been a long road to get to this point, and I want to start off by thanking Mr. Goodlatte, the ranking member of the committee, again for his great work. My subcommittee chairman, who started this process off, the ranking members on the Republican side, my friends on the Ways and Means Committee, Mr. Rangel, especially Mr. Pomeroy, for their hard work to get to this point. The Speaker for backing us up and helping us keep on track here to get to a final consideration, and for all of my colleagues in the House for being patient and working with us and giving us your input. We have come to a point where I believe we have a good bill that should be supported by all members of this caucus or this Congress, both from urban, suburban, and rural areas. My colleagues, I have here a chart that shows how the current Farm Bill spending is going to be allocated on a 10-year basis, which is what we have to go by. Nutrition in this new Food Security, Conservation and Energy Act is 74% of the spending over the next 10 years in this food bill. Commodities are 16%. Back in 2002, these numbers were 65 and 35 or something. Conservation is 7%, and energy and especially crops, the other items are 3%. This shows on another chart how we got to those numbers. We had a $58 billion reduction in our baseline that happened before we started because the prices were up and the amount of money going out to farmers was down. So we started off $58 billion in the hole. We were provided $10 billion from our friends on the Ways and Means Committee of additional spending over the baseline. And this is how that spending was allocated out. Nutrition was more than the $10 billion of new money that was put in the bill, $10.3 billion. Conservation, an additional $4 billion, especially crops, $2.3 billion. And in the commodity title, we actually had a reduction in addition to the $58 billion that we reduced. We had another $3.6 billion that we took out of the commodity title to help put money into these other areas. Having done that, we still have an adequate safety net for farmers. It's very much like the current law that we've been operating under. We have made some minor changes, and we have brought the AGI limits down from $2.5 million to $500,000 on non-farm income, $750,000 on farm income. So we've made some reform. Not as much as some people would like, but more than others would like. So we got both sides a little bit upset, so I think we're doing something pretty close to what we should. And to show you how the allocation is based on what the 02 bill was and what the current bill is, this shows in yellow the 02 bill and in the kind of purple color the current bill. And in nutrition, you can see there's a substantial increase. Conservation, the commodity title is down, and energy is up a little bit. So we have, I think, a balanced bill that maintains a safety net. It includes a new disaster program that is paid for. This bill is paid for. The $10 billion comes out of custom user fee extension, which is not a tax increase, which has allowed us to have a bipartisan bill. So we've put a bill together here that I think addresses what people are concerned about in this country. It has a loan guarantee program for cellulosic ethanol. It has a new bioenergy reserve. Could I have additional 1 minute?
The gentleman's recognized for an additional 1 minute.
It has a bioenergy reserve program to allow us to learn how to grow switchgrass and how to harvest it and store it and move it, woody biomass, so we can get cellulosic ethanol going. We have, for the first time, significant money in for fruits and vegetables, which are 50% of the agriculture in the United States. We have country of origin labeling. It's going to be mandatory on fruits and vegetables and meat starting September 30th. We have interstate meat shipment, another issue that's been hanging on for 20 years. So we've solved a lot of problems in this bill. We have a bill, I think, that covers all the interests in the country, and we have a bill that we should all be proud to vote for in this House. So again, I want to thank all my colleagues for their hard work, and look forward to having a strong vote on this and encourage you all to support this bill. I yield back.